In the B bracket, this is the backdoor bracket, double elimination. Kump and Cassie are ready for their elimination match to try to stay in the mix for the money. They're ready to make their big entrance. Evan Lepler, Evan Walters with you from the Halifax Exhibition Center. Kump and Cassie, Evan, have each made their fair share of gutsy shots. What do you anticipate from this elimination match?
This match right here is just going to be a matter of millimeters. There's going to be, again, majority bullseyes, and most likely kill shots, and I would be very surprised if we don't see at least a few sudden death throws as well.
I know there's been some conversations in the sport that the best players are maybe getting too good and perhaps changing some of the rules to make it more difficult. What have those conversations been like?
Oh, absolutely. You know, this, with how quickly this sport has expanded and grown, and just the level of competitions that's just come out of the woodwork, no pun intended, the challenge is going to need to be heightened. But we aren't quite sure exactly how that's going to happen yet. We have a few ideas, maybe some bigger axes involved, things like that. But that's going to be something that we find out later on.
Certainly a lot of things on the table in terms of adjusting the target, changing the axis, changing the distance of the throws. Why was it decided that this, was it 12 feet is the appropriate distance for standardized axe throwing?
12 feet allows for a good long throw while also making sure that everybody stays safe. Again, you see some of these throwers, they like to kind of lean into their throw and take an extra step after the axe has left their hand. We want to make sure that there was a good enough distance, especially for the local leagues and newer throwers and such, to make sure that they had that room to, like we saw earlier with Mario's axe bounce, that no one, you know, accidentally gets clipped with an axe or anything like that. So the 12 feet is really there for everyone's safety.
If you doubled it, how accurate do you think these guys would be from, say, 24 feet?
They would have to then most likely go into a double rotation. Again, just because of the axe weight on top of the head, it's going to naturally want to rotate. So bringing it back to about 20 feet or so would have to incorporate more rotations into the axe, which we don't currently have, but you never know.
Very nice.
Just as you forecast, perfection so far. Precise throwing from both Mike Kump and Gavin Cassie. Cassie, the 34-year-old from Kitchener, Canada, and Mike Kump from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
There we go. 6-6. Tied. Going to throw 10. Flip your coin.
Ready to flip the coin here before the 10th throw.
The correct side. Head.
Call to heads, and it's tails. So Cassie gets the call.
I'll try.
And Cassie says, Kump, you can go first. Right down the middle. 10 points. Cassie needs blue to stay alive. He missed it. So the first match to come in this best of 3. They're going to eschew the practice and proceed. Let's check in with Melanie.
Talking about practice. 6.
Go to Melanie in just a moment.
Guys, you just saw the coin toss right there. Now, while Casey got to select which side first, if a guy from Philly gets to pick which side of the coin he's going to go with, which would be Kump in this situation, all the Philly guys will always pick tails because this particular coin has the Liberty Bell as the tail side of it. So I guess you can't pick against your own city in that case.
Oh, that would be blasphemy. That's a great note. And we see Casey's axe that time didn't go into the bullseye completely square with the blade. It still obviously counts.
Yeah, as you take a look at some of these throws and how the blade goes in there, as long as the axe meets the wood, the surface of the wood is where we're counting the scores at. As long as they break that paint and the axe blade meets it, if it doesn't go past where the handle is in the axe head, then it is a valid score. If it goes too far back, then that wouldn't be counted. One might be surprised, but we have seen some throwers that throw fairly hard and have stuck it with the handle instead of the axe. That would also not qualify for points.
This matchup has been a blizzard of bullseyes until Kump right there just came up to the right. 4 points. Casey with 6. So Casey is a couple more perfect shots away from sending this to a third.
There you go. 6. Final throw. Kill shots are live. Gavin, you are throwing first. Up by 2.
Just below the kill shot, gets a 2.
I'm sorry, this wasn't for money.
Sealing the win with the bullseye.
That's barely a bullseye, but barely is good enough.
You hear Mike Kump apologize ahead of time. He said it was for the win.
I think he said if it wasn't for money, I would not go for it.
Understandable.
Kump moving on. So